Hi everyone, welcome to Legally Yours. I'm here today with Nick Mann from Polaris Lawyers, and we're filming a quick chat episode all about motor vehicle claims, or what commonly known as TAC claims. So thanks for joining us, Nick.
Thanks for having me.
So 3 things that people wouldn't necessarily know about a TAC claim.
Sure.
Over to you.
So a TAC claim is really a claim made under the TAC scheme, which is set up to help people who are injured in Victoria in a motor vehicle accident. There are a few things that people don't know about it.
Okay.
The first is the coverage is really broad.
Okay.
So, for instance, even if you're injured in a motor vehicle accident on private property, if you're a tourist, if you're not a Victorian resident,
Yes.
if you're a cyclist in a number of circumstances, you should still get coverage under the TAC scheme.
Okay.
So people often say, oh no, I was injured on private property, I can't claim, or I was on my way to work, I'm not covered. There are so many myths and misconceptions about that, but the point is that the TAC scheme is set up in a really broad way to cover people who are injured on Victorian roads and sometimes interstate as well.
Okay, amazing. So it's good to sort of, if you're not sure, at least ask the question.
Yeah,
to understand whether you fall within the framework.
Absolutely, yeah.
Second point that people don't necessarily know.
The second point is that the TAC scheme is set up in a way that expects you to make a claim. So the TAC has 2 functions. One is in relation to road safety, and you'll have seen those scary ads going back all those years, really trying to bring the road toll down, which is something we absolutely support.
Yes.
And the other side of it for the TAC is giving benefits and compensation to people who've been injured. It's a very successful scheme. A couple of years ago, it returned about $2 billion to the Victorian government.
Wow.
And the point is that the TAC is set up in a way which expects you to make a claim. Just as if you'd had a flood in your house, your insurer would be expecting for you to call them and to make a claim in relation to the damage. When you're injured on a Victorian road, the TAC budgets for you to call them to make sure that your benefits are covered. And those can include medical benefits, wage loss, and lump sums for pain and suffering and permanent impairment.
Okay, fantastic. That's good to know. And your third point that people don't necessarily know.
The third thing I would say is that you only get what you ask for. Okay. So the TAC is actually a pretty well-run scheme overall, and the insurer will volunteer to give you some home help if you're seriously injured, or might get you started on wage support. But they won't give you everything you're entitled to unless you ask the question. So what we often find is that people come to us saying, well, the TAC paid for my physio after I was injured, but they haven't paid for something else which the person's just not aware of. Okay. So that's why we recommend people get legal advice in relation to motor vehicle accidents, because there's often those hidden benefits and compensation that the TAC or a CTP insurer won't volunteer to pay out unless you ask.
Absolutely. So it's really interesting from all those 3 points. I think what I'm hearing is it's just good to go and seek the legal advice and get answers to that, because it doesn't actually seem like a very complicated process if you're getting the right advice.
That's right.
And you're understanding what you can claim for and getting into that process, which is brilliant. So if this relates to you and you'd like to speak to Nick Mann from Polaris Lawyers and have that conversation, head to our website at legallyyours.com.au and we can connect you with Nick there. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Karen.